Welcome to Understanding Fake News, where we analyze a variety of fake news strategies used by the media to manipulate the public on a daily basis. With us today to help us out, host of CNN's Reliable Sources, Brian Stelter. Brian, could you say hello to our audience?
Why?
Here's how this is going to work. We're going to take the first minute and a half segment. We're going to ask Brian some questions, get to know him a little bit. And then we're going to look at a real piece of fake news, a very, very subtle piece of fake news. And with Brian's help, we're going to analyze and break down the technique being used in that piece of fake news. Let's get started. Where'd you study journalism?
Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook.
Interesting. You only report stories that come from
Unreliable sources.
After a night of drinking, you have to always remind yourself to
Delete those tweets.
What do you sing in the shower every morning to get you pumped for your day?
Share.
Share.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the first thing you did after you lost your virginity?
Shared it on Twitter.
Who was the lucky lady?
Trump's son, Eric.
First thought that pops into your head when you hear the word transvestite.
I've been fooled before. You have been too.
No, I haven't. Maybe during one of those tranny or real woman runway model Maury Povich episodes, you know? Never in real life. Ideal Saturday night in 2 words.
Kellyanne Conway.
How many mashed potatoes can you fit in your mouth at once?
3 buckets of them.
First thing that pops into your head when you hear the word wife.
They're designed to be shared.
What? Are you a swinger?
Yeah.
What's your wife's nickname for you?
Tiny.
You hope to one day make love
To an audience of bankers.
Some of CNN stories are more than just distorted. They
Are entirely made up.
What's your fantasy?
Facebook and you and me.
Leave me out of that one. Hillary Clinton.
Hybrid.
If it fits CNN's agenda, CNN has no problem reporting.
BS stories.
What does everybody that works at CNN call themselves?
The fakers.
All right, Brian, let's analyze some fake news. I have a clip here of some very subtle manipulation tactics. Let's take a look at it.
There's a man named Jeffrey Epstein who was convicted of child pornography. Bill Clinton took several flights with this individual, and there were some real questions as to why these flights were not on the books, what happened on these flights.
Are we really going to do this?
Yeah,
Are we really going to go down these fake news rabbit holes?
They are 2 separate things.
All right, great. Kayla, she was bringing up a fact, an inconvenient truth that the Clintons don't want the public to know about. They want you to help them cover it up. Is this true or false?
True.
One of those inconvenient facts being that Bill Clinton did fly on Jeffrey Epstein's pedophile plane 26 times, right?
Yeah.
And that Jeffrey Epstein, who was facing charges of international child sex trafficking and a whole bunch of other horrible things, potentially facing life in prison until the Clintons helped him get a deal, was part of the original group that helped conceive of the Clinton Global Initiative, right?
True.
Both of these facts are undeniable, proven by court documents. Here's part of the plea negotiation letter written by high-powered attorney Alan Dershowitz to the United States District Attorney on behalf of Jeffrey Epstein, where it states that Jeffrey Epstein was part of the original group who helped conceive of the Clinton Global Initiative, a fact that was used to help Epstein get that sweetheart deal. Anybody who's interested in finding out more about how much of a monster Epstein is and how deeply tied to him the Clintons are, you can click on the links in the description box. Brian, these are 2 facts that you're well aware of and that it's your job to help cover up, correct?
Yeah.
I thought so. It was written all over your face when she brought up the fact that Bill Clinton flew on the pedophile plane and you furrowed your brow and gave her that, I gotta shut her up look. Let's take a look at that.
Bill Clinton took several flights with this individual.
And then you tried to make her sound crazy and socially shame her by saying, are we really gonna do this? Are we really gonna go down these fake news rabbit holes?
Are we really going to do this?
Yeah,
Are we really going to go down these fake news rabbit holes?
When you know good and well that the Clintons' court-documented connections to pedophile Jeffrey Epstein, to leader of an international child sex trafficking ring, Jeffrey Epstein, are not fake news. They are provable through court documents.
Yeah.
So your fake news rabbit hole comment was an attempt to make your audience believe that 100% provable real news was fake news. You wanted people to think that real news that you know is real was fake. You were trying to make people believe
the opposite of the truth.
Great. Just for clarity, when she brought up the fact that Bill Clinton flew on Epstein's pedophile plane 26 times, you interrupted and subverted the conversation so that your audience did not find out the truth. This was a blatant attempt on your behalf to
trick and mislead people.
And you're doing this by lumping the Jeffrey Epstein Clinton story together with Pizzagate so that the two stories are inseparable in the minds of your audience, because your audience has been conditioned by liars like you to automatically reject Pizzagate, to feel bad about even asking questions about it, and to socially shame anyone who even brings it up. By joining those two stories together, you prevent the truth from being discovered about the connections between the Clintons and Jeffrey Epstein, because your audience will automatically reject it, and they'll socially shame anybody who brings it up. Is this correct?
Yeah.
You're using a variation of a technique described by Harold Laswell in a fantastic book, Propaganda Techniques in World War. Nullifying an inconvenient truth is what he calls it. The reason you have to nullify inconvenient truths is because you can't totally censor everything out. Truth always comes to the top eventually. So, because you can't block everything out, you have to build psychological barriers in the minds of your audience so that they won't believe the truth even if they're slapped in the face with it. Okay, Brian, now that we've identified your manipulation tactic, your appearance on that CNN panel was one form of
fake news.
And how often does CNN use fake news to manipulate its audience?
Every single day.
And that's not the only form of fake news that CNN uses to deceive its audience, is it, Brian? There are actually many ways, right?
There are so many.
So you would say that CNN spreads fake news like it's the
plague.
And you personally, your bullshit is
never ending.
Could you tell our audience why CNN relies on so many lies?
Because they're profitable.
All right, Brian, thanks for being here again. If our audience wanted to check out more of your fake news, they can do so
all the time on CNN.com.
That's correct. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Understanding Fake News. We'll see you next time.